Ahead on NCBA's Cattleman to Cattleman.
Time with a new president of the National Cattlemen's Beef Association, Nebraska native J.D. Alexander. Plus, a new online program designed to get retailers better beef sales.
And now, NCBA's Cattleman to Cattleman with host Kevin Oxner.
Hello and welcome to this week's special edition of NCBA's Cattleman to Cattleman. I'm Kevin Oxner and we're coming to you from Nashville, Tennessee. Thanks so much for joining us. Topping this week's cattle industry news, a record-breaking attendance number for the 2012 Cattle Industry Annual Convention and NCBA Trade Show. More than 7,500 cattlemen and women joined us in Music City this week for education, networking, and entertainment. They were joined by 270 exhibitors in the NCBA Trade Show, and we're excited to do it all again next February in beautiful Tampa, Florida. Thanks to all of you who were able to join us in Nashville. Also here at the convention, NCBA elected a new leader. Nebraska native J.D. Alexander has deep roots in the cattle industry. He's got decades of experience serving on local, state, and national organizations and is a veteran of industry trade missions around the world. He's also the new president of the National Cattlemen's Beef Association. Cattleman to Cattleman reporter Brian Baxter has more.
J.D. Alexander believes his part of eastern Nebraska is one of the best places in the world to raise cattle.
We're above the Ogallala Aquifer, which is a natural underwater lake, which allows us to have irrigation wells that not very deep to irrigate the ground. That, of course, grows the corn to feed the cattle. Where there's corn, the ethanol industry has popped up, and we're very heavily users of the ethanol byproducts. The other thing that's very unique about us is we have access to a lot of feeder cattle. You know, we can go in a big radius, and anymore the trucking seems to be a non-issue, that we'll haul cattle for 1,000 miles to come into our feedlot. And the final really good thing about our location and our feedlot is when we go to our final product and sell to the packers, we have 5 major packers within 150 miles that we have an opportunity to sell to.
A third-generation cattle feeder, J.D. was born and raised on his family's operation and has spent most of his life here.
Today we're about a 5,000 head feedlot. We'll try and market around 12 to 13,000 or so head of cattle a year. We also have 2,000 acres of row crop, which we primarily grow as corn. We feed it all to our cattle, plus we have to buy about another fair amount to utilize all of it. So we're a very family-orientated operation.
Along with his wife Deb and their children, J.D. is working to ensure the next generation of Alexanders will be able to stay in the cattle industry. And he says that's one of the reasons he's been active for years in the National Cattlemen's Beef Association.
I guess I got started very young. I liked it. It gave me a chance to meet other people in our business, professionals and so on. Opened up a different array of things that you can do to affect your business. And I kind of just enjoyed that, liked the people, and so I've been involved in it ever since. Very much looking forward to the next year as serving as president of NCBA.
As NCBA president, J.D. will spend much of the year on the road, traveling to represent the industry's interests at home and abroad. It's something his family says he's well prepared for.
It's something that I'm really glad for him to do. Really, there's no better man for the job. He knows all facets of the beef industry inside and out. He's been kind of stepped his way up through the program, started on local levels, worked up to state, national, and now, of course, becoming president of NCBA, he's kind of done it all. And it's not very often that a son gets to say he's proud of his father. Usually it's the other way around. So it truly makes me feel good to say, my dad is doing something this great.
Whatever he wants to get done, he'll get done. I know that about him. And he's taught all of us that whatever you want in life, never be satisfied, but always be humble and just keep going. And he's gonna do it.
When I met JD 40 years ago, he was a leader, but he was a quiet leader. And in the last 40 years, probably has found his voice. I think a lot of people will agree with me on that. He'll be a great spokesperson for the producer. He's very concerned about the industry. It's his passion, it's his love. And I think it's going to be an exciting adventure for everyone.
Because of his experience within NCBA, JD is a believer in the value of cattlemen and women being unified on the critical issues that impact their operations and the cattle industry.
We're a grassroots organization, so if you have an issue that you want to bring up, you have a voice to bring that to the highlight and have the organization respond to what your needs are. So I look at it too as it's a great camaraderie. You know, I'm a believer in working with your fellow neighbors and working together and joining forces and having something very worthwhile fighting for.
There's power in numbers, and you will find your voice in the numbers. JD will be very approachable as far as leading the organization. He'll listen to you, listen to your concerns. It's hard to get things accomplished on your own, and I think NCBA has the best interest of all producers involved in the industry.
As NCBA president, JD expects to take on a wide variety of issues, including government overregulation, expanding international markets, global competition, and the shrinking cattle herd.
You know, our numbers right now are about as low as they've ever been. And you know, the concern is if you create such a demand, you just want to make sure you can be able to supply it as well. I am confident that the market will move in directions to where these things will even out, and while we're increasing demand for our product around the world, that we will be able to supply it.
Being NCBA president will mean a lot of time on the road for JD, but that's something he's used to, thanks to another of his passions.
So I enjoy going out and motorcycling. It's a good way to be out in the open. Can do it pretty easily from this part of the world, but I really do enjoy going on trips in particular. I've got some friends that we usually go on a trip about once a year and see some very beautiful country across the United States.
JD's passion for the industry, his depth of experience, and his ability to connect with others all have prepared him for his new role as NCBA president. And his love of family will help him stay connected to home.
It's going to be tough, but thank goodness for technology. You know, he's already gone quite a bit here even in this last year. And so with technology, there's always cell phones, email, text. They're great tools for this job. And so even when there's questions, he's only a phone call or a text away. JD's a huge family man, and that's, you know, family is what got him to where he is today. And I know he won't ever forget it, but that's one thing I always remind him, is there's always people back here who love and think about him even when he's 2,000 miles away overseas.
I've always been a believer in being part of something bigger than just yourself. And I guess it kind of got instilled in me early on, actually before I actually came back to the operation, is you have professional organizations that look out for the betterment of your industry. And I realized that you really need this. You need camaraderie. You need to have fellow cattlemen work together to work for the betterment of the industry, to make it a better place to work in.
Reporting from Pilger, Nebraska, I'm Brian Baxter for NCBA's Cattleman to Cattleman.
And JD Alexander joins us now in the studio. JD, thanks for being here.
Glad to be here and having a great time.
Well, besides having a record-setting convention, what do you point to as some of the key accomplishments over the past year?
2011 was a great year. Number one, we had a tremendous market in all aspects of our industry, no matter what form you're in as far as a producer. We're going to build off those successes and continue to move forward. I'm convinced that 2012 is going to be a great year to be a cattleman.
There are some opportunities, but I would suggest there's also some issues that we have to navigate our way through. And what do you see as some of the key ones?
We have opportunities, but you're exactly right. We're always going to have issues, and that's why we need to be present at the table all the time to be looking out for them. One of the major ones that I really think we're going to have our really hands full is the estate tax. You know, in our operations, we want to hand them off to the next generation, and we really need to do that to fulfill our industry, to keep it sustainable. This estate tax is coming back into play, and it's going to revert back to the way it was many years ago. And if it doesn't get changed, it's going to be nearly impossible for many of our next generation producers to maintain our operations.
Yeah, that is a challenge. As you look ahead as the new president, I'm interested, what are your hopes and aspirations for this organization moving forward?
Well, first off, we're part of a tremendous organization and an industry. The thing I really enjoy is working on the state and national relationships with our affiliates in each of the states, as well as our qualified state beef councils in the checkoff division. So we really do have our hands full for the upcoming year. We're going to have our boots on the hill and going to continue the work we do as far as building demand through the Federation and the checkoff, and really looking forward to a great year.
I know you well enough to know you're a great man for the job. Good luck in the year ahead, JD.
Well, thank you very much. I'm looking forward to it and really excited.
Excellent. Join JD Alexander and become a member of NCBA. Call 1-866-USA-BEEF. You can also visit us online at beefusa.org. Ahead on NCBA's Cattleman to Cattleman.
We're very excited about 2012. Incredible optimism going into what we feel will be a very defining year in the U.S. beef industry.
NCBA's chief executive looks back on a historic year and ahead to 2012. Plus, an innovative new program designed to get retailers better beef sales.
You're watching NCBA's Cattleman to Cattleman on RFD TV.
John Deere K-Series loaders. You asked for a machine beefy enough to handle your harsh work environment, and John Deere delivered. Axle coolers, reversing fans, and a dual hydraulic differential lock keep your machine productive for years to come. And with dozens of options, this loader is king of the cattle business. Your dealer can spec a K-Series loader that's just right for you. See your dealer today.
Well, I think a rancher has to be a steward of the land. There's nobody else that can take care of land better than a rancher. When we switched over to the Purina products, it was a step in the right direction.
The difference we see in the cattle is the consistency of their nutrition.
The cattle hold their condition a lot better throughout the whole year.
It does make a difference that we can see, day in and day out.
Take the 60-day challenge and save up to $55 on Purina feed. Sign up at purinadifference.com.
Draxxin, clearly cattlemen's #1 choice to fight BRD. Here's why.
Nothing is more depressing in a stalker business as to doctor and you still have your chronics, you still have your death loss. And with Draxxin, we just found out that, especially with microplasts, you just had to be there to see the results.
And the evidence backs up what most cattlemen already know. Draxxin cuts chronics and mortalities by 70%. So talk to your veterinarian and check the online calculator at Draxxin.com. You'll see, nothing gives you more for your money when you're fighting BRD.
Just a great antibiotic.
Very, very effective. Don't let the price tag scare you.
It's a no-brainer. You just use it.
Do not use in female dairy cattle 20 months of age or older. Do not use in calves to be processed for veal. Draxxin has a pre-slaughter withdrawal time of 18 days. Please visit Draxxin.com or call 1-888-DRAXXIN for more information.
He's been on the job for just about 3 years now and is excited to lead the National Cattlemen's Beef Association into 2012. Joining us to talk more about convention and what's ahead this year is Chief Executive Officer of the National Cattlemen's Beef Association, Forrest Roberts. Forrest, welcome to the show.
You bet, Kevin. Thanks for having me here this morning.
You know, it's been an exciting convention, and I'd just like, from your perspective, to hear what have been some of the highlights.
You know, people came to Nashville here with a lot of enthusiasm. I feel like as an industry, we just have a lot of momentum. And so we had somewhere close to 8,000 cattlemen from all across the country really come to Nashville to help be a part of this process. And this is what is so cool about NCBA is you're able to really be a part of a process that shapes the future of this industry. And as I talk to people all across the country and all across this past week, it's been They've had an opportunity to get some education, learn more about maybe how they can make their operations more efficient and more profitable. They've had an opportunity to engage and meet a whole lot of new people, develop a lot of business relationships through some networking, and they, with their families also, they've had an opportunity to have some fun with some entertainment. So it's been a great, great week in Nashville.
Besides breaking attendance records, or shall I say shattering those attendance records, what else have you accomplished this week?
We had an opportunity this week to, as an organization, lay out the next steps in our strategies in 2012. And those strategies really center around three big areas. One is how we fuel consumer demand for our product here in the United States. And then secondly, how do we take advantage of some of those incremental opportunities that we call exports? And that, as you know, adds about $230 of incremental value per head, per animal. And then the last thing is how we looked at new strategies to build a better beef business environment for producers all across this country. So those were the three big areas that we just really moved the ball forward with our strategies that we want to further implement in 2012.
Well, I'd like to follow up on those for a second. Let's talk about demand. We have record-setting beef prices. We're pushing the retail price over $5. What are your plans relative to building and growing beef demand?
Sure. In 2011, we had an opportunity to bring forward some real groundbreaking research. So the first job at hand here is to take that research and utilize it to shape consumer opinion about beef and why beef should be at the center of the plate. One in particular was BOLD, the Beef in an Optimal Lean Diet. That particular study, we think, Kevin, in 2012 will begin to change that paradigm from beef causes heart disease to beef is really a part of a heart-healthy diet. We've also had an opportunity to look at how we take over 10 years of research in the area of beef safety to really tackle some of those challenges. And third would be how we looked at the efforts we are bringing forward through the U.S. Farmers and Ranchers Alliance, how we bring that forward in a way that really builds consumer trust in not just the beef industry, but all of American agriculture. And those were really three big areas that we focused on in taking some next steps. We feel that all of that folds into a way to position beef at the consumer's eyes in a much more positive way.
What's on your radar in terms of exports?
Well, on the export front, as you know, 2011 was a record year. And so we're trying to build on that momentum. And the first order of business is those three free trade agreements with South Korea and Panama and Colombia is to get the job done of implementing them to where we have that expanded access. And then the second thing is all the market signals, they're telling us that Japan may look toward relaxing some of their age restriction barriers that we've had. And so our job number one is to make those market signals a reality. And then last but not least, Taiwan's an area where we really focused on some science-based standards so that we can gain back the level of access in that country that we need. And so when you put all those three together, we think 2012 is going to be another phenomenal year on the export picture.
And now talk about the political and just the business climate. What are your priorities there as we look ahead to 2012?
Well, 2012 is going to be a real interesting year. Obviously, it's an election year, but setting all of those political pieces aside and focusing on a major area of focus is first around the Farm Bill. All of those discussions are just now starting, and so one of the major areas that we have in terms of our strategies with the Farm Bill is how the livestock title is managed. That has been a challenge over the past Farm Bill, and we want to make sure that that's handled appropriately. But really the big one, Kevin, is estate tax, and what a lot of producers across this country call the death tax. And that is an area where we have to, by the end of 2012, bring a permanent solution to that particular issue so that we really can allow these young farmers, ranchers, all of these young beef producers across the country that opportunity to step into their family's business. And that's an area that's going to be a big part of our focus in 2012.
Well, you've got a lot of work ahead, but you can certainly look back on a great year of accomplishments. Thanks for coming back to the show.
You bet. Thanks, Kevin. Thanks for having me, and thanks for everyone who's watching today.
Absolutely. Make your voice heard by becoming a member of the National Cattlemen's Beef Association. Call us now at 1-866-USA-BEEF or visit us online at beefusa.org. Coming up, some exciting agricultural products are making their debut right here in Nashville, plus an innovative online program designed to get retailers better beef sales. We'll be right back.
For over 35 years, Kenner Simmental Ranch of North Dakota has successfully produced quality bulls by stressing genetics and respecting the customer's needs.
By coming to our bull sale, you'll find that our bulls can compete nationwide, and we stand behind them, and Disposition, performance, calving ease, it's all there.
Kenner offers a variety of bulls, purebred and crossbred. Every bull and heifer sold is guaranteed to your satisfaction and backed by years of rigorous testing.
Our customers, number one, and we want to do everything we can to be there for them.
This year's Kenner Bull Sale is in Bismarck on Saturday, February 11th. Videos, a sale catalog, and other information are available on the ranch website. Contact us by phone at 701-466-2800 or online at KennerSimmental.com. The Kenner Simmental Annual Bull Sale in Bismarck. We'll see you there.
Dust off those boots and come join us in Tampa, Florida for the 2013 Boots on the Bay Cattle Industry Annual Convention and NCBA Trade Show. This is your chance to network with industry leaders, participate in important cattle industry meetings, and learn about the newest technologies available. See what all the buzz is about at the Cattle Industry Annual Convention and NCBA Trade Show in Tampa, Florida, February 6th through the 9th. For more information, visit beefusa.org.
Welcome back. It's always good to learn about the new products available to today's cattlemen and women, and we're taking a look at some very special ones debuting at the 2012 NCBA Trade Show. Joining us now is Melanie Acklin, SFP Director of Marketing. Welcome to the program, Melanie.
Well, thank you for having me.
Well, I understand you're debuting an exciting new product called More Than Manure. Tell us what that is and what are some of the key benefits?
Well, More Than Manure is exciting for us. It's an extension of our current product lines for conventional fertilizers. What More Than Manure is, it's an additive from manure fertilizers. It helps increase the efficiency of the phosphorus within that and stabilizes the nitrogen to help reduce nitrogen loss as well.
And let's take that specifically to cattlemen and cattlewomen. What can they expect by using the product?
Well, More Than Manure is great because as we're applying manures on our fields, we know that that helps increase the nutrient value of our soils and so ultimately the quality and quantity of those forages. And right now with cattle prices the way they are and feedstuffs increasing as well, we want to make sure that we get all the quality we can get out of the forages right now. So by using More Than Manure, we're helping to increase the value of those manures that they're applying into their fields and into their pastures for not only quality but quantity coming out of the field.
Sounds like a perfect time to be introducing that kind of a product. And where can folks learn more about that product and all the products you all have at SFP?
We've got a great website set up. It's called morethanmanure.com. And we also are going to be launching this actual product on RFD TV on February the 13th at 7 p.m. Central Time. So I hope everybody can tune into that and learn more that way as well.
Very good. Melanie, good to see you again and great to have you on the show.
Thank you.
For more information about SFP and their products, you can visit our website at cattlemantocattleman.org. Beef consumers have more questions than ever about beef products they buy. And to help retailers better answer consumer questions about beef, there's an innovative online program called Better Beef Sales. Let's take a look.
Consumers today have more questions than ever before when it comes to beef. How is it produced? Is it safe? Are all types of beef healthy? Why are there so many different choices? Consumers often turn to the people working at the meat counter for answers and guidance when purchasing beef for themselves and for their families. Better Beef Sales is a series of educational videos, interactive games, and quizzes designed specifically to train frontline beef retailers about the products they're selling, all while helping to increase beef sales.
This is kind of like the Big Bang. This is the beginning of it. We got a forum here to get the information out in the right way and presented in the right manner.
The Better Beef Sales course is divided into 6 different segments covering a wide variety of information, including animal care, sustainability, beef quality assurance, beef nutrition, new beef cuts, and ways to creatively market the meat case. Each session is broken out into different topics, allowing the viewer to focus on one area of beef production at a time. Throughout the sections, games help ensure the viewers are comprehending the material being presented. At the end of each course is a 5-question quiz covering facts about the videos they just watched.
I think this is probably going to be looked upon as one of the best media presentations and with the quizzes and that to help reinforce the knowledge and to the people who participate. The salesperson has to have a depth of knowledge as a resource to be able to sell that product.
The Better Beef Sales Educational Series features nearly 30 of the most recognizable experts from all segments of the beef industry. The experts walk the viewers through facts and research about everything from different types of beef, to hormone implants, to nutrition, to USDA inspections.
Sort of like leveling the playing field to provide information so they can market their product without any pretense. You know, everything, it is what we say it is because it's based on facts.
The program is designed not only to increase beef demand and beef sales, but also to bridge the information gap between consumers and the people they consider to be the experts about beef. Better Beef Sales teaches retailers how to talk to consumers, no matter how much they may already know or not know about beef production. The course also provides talking points and additional information for retailers to utilize in their stores. After all 6 quizzes have been passed, a certificate of course completion is issued.
There's been a need for this for a long time, and one of the things I'm excited about this program, the way it's constructed in that it's important that it's dynamic, so that we can meet any challenges or future needs to provide information to the retail sector, to get the word out. That should really contribute to the betterment of the beef industry.
For more information on the Better Beef Sales Training Series or to register for the course, visit beefretail.org.
And joining us now with more about the Better Beef Sales Project is Kyle Pfeiffer with Merck Animal Health. Kyle, welcome to the program.
Thanks for having us.
Well, first of all, why don't you just tell folks and give us a little bit of an overview of what Better Beef Sales is all about?
Of course. Better Beef Sales is an online training tool targeted at the frontline retail and counter employee to help them really talk about beef better to their consumers. So how we got started on this is Merck Animal Health did a series of consumer research panels that really identified a lot about what consumers think about beef, how they feel about beef when they enter the retail store in today's market. And one thing we learned from that is the consumers told us they see that person at the retail counter wearing the white coat, and they see that person as a butcher, and they respect that person and expect that person to have a lot of knowledge about beef. So when we took this information to our retail partners really told us, you know, this is probably a place where you can help us out, you know, provide some extra tools, some resources to help in training our frontline staff that converses with that consumer on a daily basis. So that's what we did in this project. It's online. We talk about the hot button topics consumers are asking about today about beef and our product.
Outstanding, especially as we try to develop more demand for beef with these days of high prices. So it's a bit unique, I understand, in that you at Merck chose to partner with both NCBA and the Beef Checkoff. Tell us your thoughts around that.
Well, I think if you look at this program and see exactly what it is, it's a training tool. We're talking about training the industry representatives to talk about beef and our product to consumers. If you look at NCBA and the Beef Checkoff, that's what they're exceptionally good at, is training the industry, different sectors of the industry about beef. So I think it's a natural fit.
So is this program only available to retailers, or how can folks learn more about it?
This program is actually housed on the NCBA's beefretail.org site. So if you go to the site, you can click on the Better Beef Sales logo there, and you can log into the program. It's a typical online training program where you log in, create a username and password, and you can go in and take the course. The course has 6 distinct segments that talk about various topics within the beef industry, from sustainability, from beef improvement technologies, how to maximize value within a retail case, how to better merchandise a retail case, and you know, just different things like that to help, again, better educate the frontline retail employee about how to talk to consumers about beef.
Well, it sounds like an outstanding program, and I just commend you for the leadership you and Merck have demonstrated in trying to grow demand for our product. Thanks for coming to the show.
Thank you.
For more information on Better Beef Sales, visit beefretail.org. We'll be right back.
I'm
I'm looking forward to having Vista Once back. We weren't able to find an equivalent product.
I think our practice will be very quick to adopt Vista when it comes back.
All of my veterinary colleagues have all talked about the product coming back.
We're glad to have Vista back in the product line.
Cattlemen that we work with will be glad to have the product.
We have a lot of producers that are excited about it coming back.
Yeah, can I recommend Vista Once? Yeah, that's going to go right back in the cooler, and it goes right back in the calves.
Hi, my name is Lee Leachman, and I'd like to invite you to our early bird bull sale. This sale will feature 100 of our fall 2010 born bulls who are now 18 months old. This includes 66 Angus bulls, 24 Red Angus bulls, and 11 of our stabilizer composites. The online format makes this a special sale. Because we save on advertising and marketing costs, you can save on the final price of your delivered bulls. The auction will be held at saledayusa.com. If you're interested, go to the website and register. The online sale works much like a silent auction. There's a minimum bid price on each bull. Buyers simply click on bid, and then you'll raise the price above the last bid, and this process goes on throughout the entire period of the auction. To learn more about Leachman cattle in our early bird bull sale, go to www.leachman.com. We hope to earn your business.
Welcome back. It's so much fun to hear from our viewers from around the country. We receive emails and Facebook posts every day. And we were so excited this year to offer a photo contest on Facebook for 2 free convention registrations. At the Cattle Industry Annual Convention here in Nashville, we had a chance to meet our 2 winners and hear about their experience.
I love it, I really am. I'm cow crazy anyhow, and this is all about cows, and it's pretty exciting really to be in the industry, you know, and find out all the different vendors and all that stuff. There's so much stuff out here, unless you're here, you'll not ever see it. You know, you can't find it enough in a book or anything like that. You have to come there and see it.
I want to say it all, but the speakers at the general session have been great. I've learned a lot there, but also I don't intermingle a lot with the cattle producers as much as I'd like to, and here I'm able to meet more people and meet people from Kansas, other parts of the state that I don't usually get to run into because I'm always either working at work or on the farm, so I don't have the opportunity to intermingle very much, but this gives me the opportunity to do that.
Find us online anytime at cattlemantocattleman.org or on Facebook. Just search NCBA's Cattleman to Cattleman. Or on Twitter, follow NCBA C2C. Good fences make good neighbors, so they say, and cattlemen know having a good fence is key to herd health, biosecurity, and so many other issues. And joining us now with more is Andy Starnes with Electrolock Fence. Andy, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, Kevin.
You know, we use a lot of electric fence out there. In fact, my cows are on corn stalks, but it's not looking quite like that, just as a good old single wire electric fence. Tell us about Electrolock fencing systems.
Well, it's a fairly innovative product. What we've taken is the concept of your standard 4-wire or 5-wire electric fence and combine that with a net wire using a fixed knot technology. So what you end up with is kind of the best of both worlds. You have a good fence that contains your livestock even when your fencing charger goes out.
That's outstanding. And what makes this so unique and different from a lot of other electric fencing systems?
Well, there's several things. Number one is the ability to effectively produce a mental barrier as well as a physical barrier at the same time. Everything is Class 3 galvanized. It's the highest galvanization coating that you can get on the market. When it's all averaged together, you've got a tensile strength of about 200,000 PSI. So it's a very strong fence, especially when you couple it with an electric charge.
Absolutely. And you can get this in either 4-strand or 5-wire, is that right?
Correct, yes. 4 or 5-strand fencing. You have 10 inches on your vertical, your horizontals here. You have 24-inch spacing on your verticals. So even when your Energizer's out, it's still contains your livestock.
Great barrier, yeah.
Yes.
So where can people learn more, and more importantly, where can people purchase this if they're interested?
They can find a dealer at Gallagher.co, or they can go to our website as well, electrolockfence.com.
Very good. Well, thanks for coming to the show. What an exciting product.
Thanks for having us.
There's more information about Electrolock and their products on our website at cattlemantocattleman.org. We'll be right back.
Grow more low-cost forage and improve grazing access by clearing out weeds and brush with these Dow AgroSciences herbicides. See your Dow AgroSciences representative or visit rangeandpasture.com.
It's the official monthly publication of the National Cattlemen's Beef Association. The National Cattleman is produced exclusively for NCBA members and includes coverage of the news and events affecting our industry. From Capitol Hill to the far side of cattle country, the National Cattleman provides information NCBA members need. Every issue includes market analysis, feature stories, and practical management tips. Start receiving your copy of The National Cattleman. Call 866-USA-BEEF or go online to beefusa.org and join today.
Welcome back. The 2012 Cattle Industry Annual Convention and NCBA Trade Show is a one-of-a-kind event. And this week, we had a chance to ask attendees from around the country why they decided to join us in Nashville.
Education, and been able to come and relate with other producers and people within the industry to better help me prepare my farm for the future.
It's always a good convention. I've been to several of them. There's always a lot of information that we can take back home to incorporate in our own operation. It's always good to see people from around the country that we've come in contact with over the years. It's fun to catch up with them, and there's usually a little fun involved with it.
Networking is my favorite thing at the convention. You see so many people here that this might be the only time you see them all year. And the relationship between the state cattlemen's associations and NCBA members all across the country is really important, really valuable, I think, to most of the people who come and attend.
Convention for us is a unique opportunity where so many of us are in one place. So be that members of Allied Industry Council and those that are part of the trade show, but more importantly, those that are making impact in the industry at the production level. So we try and utilize convention as an opportunity for us to leverage those relationships, leverage those interactions. All being in one place, I think, saves us a lot of effort trying to find one another as we travel over the country. Great to be in one spot together.
It's just keeping up on what's going on in the business, you know, and the different things we can do to keep this cattle industry going in the right direction, and you know, just making it better and keeping it going.
The trade show is awesome. It's very large, and it's an awesome opportunity to get lost. It's like the Disneyland for the beef industry, I guess. So.
Coming up, Baxter Black and more from this year's convention. We'll be right back.
Hi there, I'm Joey.
And I'm Rory, and welcome to our farm outside Nashville, Tennessee. When we go to work, whether it's on tour or here at home, we wear the West.
That's right. Whether it's that perfect snap shirt or that perfect pair of boots, when you wear Roper, you wear the West.
Learn more about us, Joey and Rory, and about Roper Western Wear at eroper.com.
Telling the truth and being real, and feeding my family a home-cooked meal, that's important to me. That's important to me. Planting the garden and watching it grow.
I'm Kevin Ochsner, host of NCBA's Cattleman to Cattleman. Check us out at cattlemantocattleman.org or on Facebook and Twitter.
For over 35 years, Kenner Simmental Ranch of North Dakota has successfully produced quality bulls by stressing genetics and respecting the customer's needs.
By coming to our bull sale, you'll find that our bulls can compete nationwide, and we stand behind them, and disposition, performance, calving ease, it's all there.
Kenner offers a variety of bulls, purebred and crossbred. Every bull and heifer sold is guaranteed to your satisfaction and backed by years of rigorous testing.
Our customers, number one, and we want to do everything we can to be there for them.
This year's Kenner Bull Sale is in Bismarck on Saturday, February 11th. Videos, a sale catalog, and other information are available on the ranch website. Contact us by phone at 701-466-2800 or online at KennerSimmental.com. The Kenner Simmental Annual Bull Sale in Bismarck. We'll see you there.
Dust off those boots and come join us in Tampa, Florida for the 2013 Boots on the Bay Cattle Industry Annual Convention and NCBA Trade Show. This is your chance to network with industry leaders, participate in important cattle industry meetings, and learn about the newest technologies available. See what all the buzz is about at the Cattle Industry Annual Convention and NCBA Trade Show in Tampa, Florida, February 6th through the 9th. For more information, visit beefusa.org.
Let's face it, you don't think a lot about your trailer hitch. You use it and forget it. We understand. But at B&W, we think about it. Short nights, long hauls, never-ending chores. The unthinkable. We think about it all, so you don't have to. B&W. Trusted.
With the advent of third-party verification, cowmen are able to add value to their calves by preconditioning or early weaning, or seek specialty markets like all natural, sugar-free, or do source and age verification for export. Well, that's what IMI does, and it's not as expensive as you might think. Call them. What do you got to lose? IMI Global's green ear tag. It's like having Honest Abe co-sign your note. IMIGlobal.com. Moira, a British tourist, found herself in Fort Smith for the Arkansas Cattlemen's Trail Drive. She had stationed herself along Rogers Avenue and watched as a group of jolly cowboys came pushing 20 head of rented longhorn cattle along the parade route. She was excited. She was a Western movie buff.
By Jove, it's just like Rawhide.
She was taking pictures with her digital camera when it became obvious that some of the beasts were exhibiting unruly behavior. And then all Hector broke loose.
Good gracious, this is better than the running of Pamplona.
Two cowboys thundered after a runaway longhorn bull, shaking out their loops in hot pursuit. A large crowd of onlookers raced after the ruckus, snapping photos and filming the action for America's Funniest Home Videos. The bull crashed through a construction zone, ignoring the traffic light, the pedestrian crossings, and the warning signs. Cowboys, horses, and tourists followed, jumping the cement barriers, danger signs, and potholes, with flashes popping and videos whirring. And then a park ranger on his four-wheeler raced by yelling, "He's down by the draw along the river. I'll run him out for y'all." Well, he did. Back through the construction, hanging Judge Park, and the mass of tourists amidst cheering and cameras flashing.
It's the Wild West. Back home, they'll never believe this.
The whole mass of humanity crowded along the ridge, overlooking the Poto River. Halfway across, swimming like a Navajo rug in a Speedo, they could see the back and head of the red and white spotted longhorn bull making his way to Oklahoma. One of the cowboys took off his hat and shook his head. And then he heard one of the tourists, with what he thought was a British accent, say,
"I say, that was a smashing good show. When's the next performance?"
"This is Baxter Black."
Crikey, he's forgotten his jumpers.
Run out there.
Thanks, Baxter. We'll be right back.
I am an NCBA member.
I am an NCBA member. I'm an NCBA member because NCBA provides a uniform voice for all segments of the industry.
I am an NCBA member.
I'm an NCBA member because it's important that all cattle producers band together to get our message across to protect our livelihoods and make ranching sustainable for the next generation.
I am an NCBA member.
I am an NCBA member because, especially in today's political climate, it is important that we have one unified voice from pasture to plate, and NCBA gives us that opportunity.
I am an NCBA member.
Join me today.
Welcome back. Time now for some photos from the annual convention and NCBA trade show here in Nashville. Keep sending us photos from your part of the world. To do so, check us out at cattlemantocattleman.org. Thanks so much for joining us for this week's edition of NCBA's Cattleman to Cattleman. We'll see you right back here next week on RFD TV.
Nominations for the 2012 Environmental Stewardship Award are open. Each year, the National Cattlemen's Beef Association recognizes an outstanding cattle operation for their excellence in land stewardship and conservation practices. True environmental stewards not only strive to leave the land in better shape, but also inspire future generations of stewards.
I think it's been a great opportunity for our family to put together, the story of what we've been doing as stewards.
Nominations can be submitted by any organization, group, or individual on behalf of a U.S. cattle producer. Completed nomination packets must be received by March 2nd, 2012. To download a nomination packet or to learn more about the award and previous winners, visit environmentalstewardship.org.
John Deere K-Series loaders. You asked for a machine beefy enough to handle your harsh work environment, and John Deere delivered. Axle coolers, reversing fans, and a dual hydraulic differential lock keep your machine productive for years to come. And with dozens of options, this loader is king of the cattle business. Your dealer can spec a K-Series loader that's just right for you. See your dealer today.
Well, I think a rancher has to be a steward of the land. There's nobody else that can take care of land better than a rancher. When we switched over to the Purina products, it was a step in the right direction.
The difference we see in the cattle is the consistency of their nutrition.
The cattle hold their condition a lot better throughout the whole year.
It does make a difference that we can see, day in and day out.
Take the 60-day challenge and save up to $55 on Purina feed. Sign up at purinadifference.com.
Draxxin, clearly cattlemen's #1 choice to fight BRD. Here's why.
Nothing is more depressing in a stalker business as the doctor and doctor. And you still have your chronics, you still have your death loss. And with Draxxin, we just found out that, especially with microplasts, you just had to be there to see the results.
And the evidence backs up what most cattlemen already know. Draxxin cuts chronics and mortalities by 70%. So talk to your veterinarian and check the online calculator at Draxxin.com. You'll see, nothing gives you more for your money when you're fighting BRD.
Just a great antibiotic.
Very, very effective. Don't let the price tag scare you.
It's a no-brainer. You just use it.
Do not use in female dairy cattle 20 months of age or older. Do not use in calves to be processed for veal. Draxxin has a pre-slaughter withdrawal time of 18 days. Please visit Draxxin.com or call 1-888-DRAXXIN for more information.
Dust off those boots and come join us in Tampa, Florida for the 2013 Boots on the Bay Cattle Industry Annual Convention and NCBA Trade Show. This is your chance to network with industry leaders, participate in important cattle industry meetings, and learn about the newest technologies available. See what all the buzz is about at the Cattle Industry Annual Convention and NCBA Trade Show in Tampa, Florida, February 6th through the 9th. For more information, visit beefusa.org.